Hi, it's Destiny Faith, and in today's video I will be sharing 10 safety tips that I use when it comes to modeling. Feel free to leave a comment down below and let me know any other tips that you use. But without further ado, let's get on to the video. Tip number 1, do your research. How I find photographers is on Instagram. So for me personally, I scroll on Instagram. If I find a photographer that I want to work with, I go on their feed and look at the models that they worked with and message them and just ask how their experience was with that photographer. Then you can decide whether you want to work with them or not. Tip number 2, if a photographer has bad photos. Now I know there are a lot of newer photographers and they might just be getting started, but for me, if I see pictures with poor lighting that are blurry, bad editing, it tells me that they are putting out unprofessional pictures. So how am I supposed to know that they are a professional photographer? Number 3, negative reviews. If I hear of a model having a bad experience with a photographer in any way, I will not work with that photographer. If they have a negative review, it's most likely for a reason, and I personally am not willing to take that risk. My safety is my number one priority when I go out and do modeling. I'm not going to risk my safety for a photo when I can just move on to a photographer with good reviews. Tip number 4 is photographers that don't take no for an answer when you're just messaging back and forth, setting up a photo shoot. The other day, I was talking with a photographer and they were asking me what type of photo shoots I do, what type of modeling I do, and I told them I don't do lingerie shoots or nude or implied or anything like that. And they sent me reference photos of topless women, women in underwear, like, oh, you don't do these shoots? And I was like, nope, I don't do that modeling, no thanks, bye. And they just offered me more money instead of taking no for an answer. That is a huge red flag. Do not work with somebody who doesn't take no for an answer, especially when you're just texting, because they're not going to take no for an answer when you're in person. So don't do it. Stay safe. Tip number 5. I forgot. Tip number 5. Ask the photographer if you can bring somebody, a friend, an assistant, and watch their response. If they make up a ton of excuses as to why you can't have another person there, or they'll get distracted, that is a red flag, and I don't do those shoots because personally I bring somebody to every single photo shoot that I go to. Why do you want me alone? Why don't you want a friend coming with? They can help you set up, they can sit in the corner and not say anything. If you're a professional, it shouldn't be a distraction. So just ask if you can bring somebody. Tip number 6, actually bring a friend. Bring somebody that you feel comfortable with that can help get you out of an uncomfortable situation if need be. Number 7, have a conversation with that friend. Maybe having a little code set up as to, if I say this to you, that means I'm uncomfortable and I need your help. Tip number 8, state your boundaries clearly before the photo shoot starts. Let's say, for example, you're doing a pinup photo shoot and you don't want to do the sexier style of pinup, but you want to do the cuter style of pinup. Communicate that with your photographer and just let them know, yo, I'm interested in more cutesy style poses, and maybe bring a few reference photos as to what you're trying to do and what you're not trying to do. Tip number 9, don't go to photo shoots after dark. I do this primarily for traveling purposes, like getting into my car, out of my car, driving home, driving there. I just don't like being in the city after dark. And last but not least, tip number 10, my number 1 tip, trust your gut. Trust your gut. If you think that something is wrong, something's probably wrong. Don't go through with it. If you think something's wrong, it might not be wrong. I wouldn't risk it. I wouldn't risk your safety for a photo, like I said before. So trust your gut. Trust your instinct. If something feels weird, it probably is, and get out of that situation. So that concludes today's video. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, feel free to leave a like and consider subscribing if you want to see more of me. But anyway, thank you again for watching. Have a nice day. Bye!